Off in Milwaukee with Giannis and the Bucks, who are still on pace for 70 wins, hosting the Pacers at 7 Eastern. Then Zion and the Pelicans take on Luka and the Mavs.
I've been coming through this entrance for 28 years. If they change the thing, let me know.
Why do you think the policy changed, at least towards you?
I'm being harassed by James Dolan. I don't know why.
You just said you're being harassed?
Yes.
Are you going back to a Knicks game this year?
Not this year.
Really?
Are you considering?
No, I'm coming back next year, but I'm done for the season. I'm done.
All right, so that was Spike Lee on First Take yesterday, explaining the altercation you can see right now that took place at the Garden prior to the Knicks game Monday night when he went through the employee entrance, which he's gone through for the past 28 years rather than the VIP entrance. After his appearance, the Knicks put out the following statement, his appearance right here on First Take. The idea that Spike Lee is a victim because we have repeatedly asked him to not use our employee entrance and instead use a dedicated VIP entrance, which is used by every other celebrity who enters the Garden, is laughable. It's disappointing that Spike would create this false controversy to perpetuate drama. He is welcome to come to the Garden anytime via the VIP or general entrance, just not through our employee entrance, which is what he and Jim agreed to last night when they shook hands. Now, following the incident, former NBA coach George Karl retweeted the Knicks PR statement commenting, "I've been lucky to work with some great owners, but even the not-so-great ones look like Jerry Buss when compared to Jim Dolan. Wake Knicks fans from their nightmare. Sell the team. They deserve better." Reggie Miller adding, "Oh, have the mighty have fallen. This wouldn't have happened at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Maybe finally time to switch your allegiance, Spike." Charles Oakley added his voice to the conversation this morning on Golic and Wingo.
It's a plantation over there. It's bad. People won't talk about it. It's real bad over there. I mean, this man been buying tickets for 28 years, over $10 million, and you question him out if he come this door, that door. What is this man problem about control? He's so much of a control freak. And he's hurting the whole NBA.
James Dolan's not selling the team. I mean, he's made that very clear. He's not selling the team.
But Donald Sterling didn't sell his team either until NBA came in and did something.
You heard Charles Oakley loud and clear. It's a plantation over there. Stephen A. A lot to unpack there. What's your reaction first to the Knicks statement?
It's embarrassing, and it's disgraceful. I'm going to do my job, but I haven't been to a Knicks game all season long because they just depress me.
Because why would you?
They just depress me. There's nothing going on there. And to be quite honest with you, I'm on the verge of not going there again myself. It's just hard to watch what's transpiring. You know, when Charles Oakley got into his situation with James Dolan, Charles Oakley swears to me he never said a word to James Dolan. Spike Lee, after I spoke to him in the aftermath of the Knicks issuing their statement yesterday, Spike Lee said, "I swear on the soul of my mother, that is not true. They never informed me. They never told me anything." And Spike Lee, I will remind you, has been a season ticket holder for decades. He spends $3,400 per game, $300,000 per year. As you said, take into account inflation and what have you, he has spent in excess of $10 million on tickets for the New York Knicks over the past couple of decades. He has never been accused of being a liar, okay? And here we are. The New York Knicks put out this statement. Where's proof that you sent him the email stating that you know what you were changing where the entrance was? Where's the email? Where's the letter? Where's the voicemail? You've provided no proof whatsoever that he's lying, but you're calling him a liar. Now, this is what happens. This is what you can get away with when people in New York continue to patronize your product, which is what Max has brought up on many, many occasions. Because when you know folks are going to be suckers and they're going to continue to go to Madison Square Garden and buy tickets to go watch your team play, and you're still going to be valued at nearly $5 billion, you can get away with the kind of nonsense that they get away from. James, no other owner in basketball would have issued that statement yesterday. Nobody. Nobody would have done it. You see rap artists, DJ Khaled and Rick Ross and others, they at Miami Heat games. You don't hear the Miami Heat complaining about them. You see Jack Nicklaus and the Lakers and Denzel and everybody else at Lakers game. You don't hear the Lakers speaking about them in anything other than raving fashion. Only in New York with James Dolan is this happening. And last point, I have been one that has tried to refrain from calling this. I'm like, he's an owner, he cuts the check, other people got to do their job. But the fact that Knicks, from a PR perspective, it ain't them, it's him. It's coming straight from the top. He's ordering this stuff to happen. The fact that they engage in such paranoia to insulate or protect themselves from the shrapnel of criticism that will come their way shows they're not about winning. They're not about basketball. They're about protecting their image. That's their definition of winning, which is why they stink and why they will continue to stink for years to come unless Dolan grows the hell up. I feel sorry for Leon Rose, your first day on the job, and this is what happens.
That's why when Steve Stout comes here, respect to Steve Stout, but or Leon Rose takes the job, my point is you can come in with the best of intentions. Dolan's going to mess it up. I don't even think the Miami Heat, I'm sure the Miami Heat did not exist when Spike Lee started buying his tickets.
No, they did not.
They didn't exist. They won 3 championships since then. They gave you.
Well, that's because of Pat Riley.
They gave you Shaq and D Wade. They gave you
because of Pat Riley
and Wade and Bosh, right? So when DJ Khaled or whoever is upping Miami, repping the Heat, like there's something to rep there. When Jack Nicholson goes to Lakers games, since the Buss family owned the Lakers, they won 10 championships. They've been in the finals countless times. I mean, you can count it, but it goes up high. The Knicks have 0 in that time. Most seasons, they don't win the. They've
been to 2 finals, but now
no. In those times, been to 2 lost. Since Jim Dolan took over, nothing. Usually, they're a laughingstock, either the worst team in the league or one of the worst teams in the league. And Spike's been there through thick and thin, not only repping the team, paying millions of dollars to sit courtside and rep the team. Now, Charles Oakley said he should sell the team. And I think it was Trey who said, Trey Wingo said he's not going to sell the team. And Charles Oakley brought up Donald Sterling. I think it's a good point. What Donald Sterling did probably doesn't rise to the level of being forced to sell a team. It was racist, it was despicable, but it was a private conversation that was taped without his knowledge, recorded without his knowledge. Adam Silver used it as an excuse to get rid of a bad apple. The league didn't want Donald Sterling there. He played it cheap, at a time where other owners would spend money. And it was a good reason to get rid of a guy who they should have gotten rid of a long time ago. All I'm saying is this. Jim Dolan's bad for the NBA. The #1 market in the country, the Heritage brand, is almost always a laughingstock. That alienates fans, actually, from the NBA. It doesn't grow the sport. I think Adam Silver should be looking for a reason to get rid of this bad apple.
Adam Silver and the NBA would never admit this, but I happen to be somebody that's covered the league for 25 years. I can tell you this. Everybody in the NBA, we're at a point right now, everybody in the NBA would be happy if James Dolan were gone. It's just that simple. There's no other way to slice it. But here's the reason. You got to make sure that you distinguish the difference between the Sterling situation and this. What people don't recognize is that privately, LeBron James, Chris Paul, and these boys, they were ready to boycott. They were ready to boycott the NBA playoffs if something was not done about Donald Sterling. So that didn't put Adam Silver in much of a position of choice. In this case, you understand that the Spike Lee situation, maybe the Charles Oakley, if Charles Oakley was a present-day player and that happened, it would have been different. But him being retired and stuff like that, I don't know if you can pull that off.
Stephen A., Dolan, as much criticism I give him, he's not as bad as Sterling. Like, Sterling, good riddance.
That is correct.
But
he does a lot. Dolan actually does a lot for a lot of black dudes.
By the way,
he really does.
People have good qualities, even when they're bad. He inherited a team. He has a lot of power, and it's corrupted him, I suppose. I'm not saying he has no redeeming qualities, but he's bad for the NBA. And the fact that Leon Rose takes over and Steve Stout, and hey guys, give us a new chance. We're turning the page for the umpteenth time, right? Clean slate, and they win a home game. And that is not the headline because they treat their #1 super fan like that.
No one has answered the question yet what this is really all about. And that's what I'd like to get the bottom of. What is this really all about? Why did they switch up on him after 28 years?
That's fair, but the response to this, and we got to close by saying this. If it only happened with Spike Lee, an answer to that question would be necessary. But because of the petulance under Dolan's stewardship has been in existence for decades.
I understand. That's the bigger issue.
The problem.
I'm just curious, what was the tipping point here?
I don't know. There are people out there with speculation about a lot of things. I'm not going to say anything, but I will tell you, Dolan, he repeatedly finds himself in a situation, and that's why you don't need an answer.
Go.
Brooklyn has a team. It's the Nets.
Much more
Go
to come.
root for the other New York
Are the Pelicans risking too much by playing Zion in back-to-back games? We'll debate it. Plus, is one of the Lakers superstars actually being undervalued?